All right, everybody, this is StudentRDH, this is Claire, and I have a special guest today. I'm going to let him introduce himself. Go ahead.
Alrighty, hi guys, my name is Kristian Carrasco, and I am a senior here at Yakima Valley College, and I will be getting my bachelor's degree in dental hygiene in June.
Awesome. Yakima is in
Washington State.
Washington. Very good, very good. And you graduate with a bachelor's degree.
Yes, that's correct.
Fantastic. All right. Well, we invited him to be here with us just because I thought there's something to share. His experience at school, his experience with preparing for the board examinations. And I think he's in a classroom right now. Where are you right now?
Yes, I'm in our classroom here at our campus.
Oh, at the campus already. Okay, I see a hand. Obviously, that's not yours, a third hand. If you want to invite the other friend to be there, that is fine as well. Hi. Hey, who is this? Can tell us more. What's your name?
My name is Aida, and I'm also in the dental hygiene program here at Yakima Valley College in Washington State, and I am going to graduate with Kristian this year as well with a bachelor's.
Fantastic. You know, what I really like is that you guys are a team. It seems like, you know, at dental hygiene school, we make our best friends, right? Is she kind of like your best friend, or how's this working?
Yeah, we have a few of us that are best friends here, but I think since there's 17 of us, I feel like we've really helped each other, because at our program here, we have to find our own patients. So we do a good job of helping each other, trying to find patients.
Great. Well, for example, if you didn't have a patient or someone has an extra family member or something, you help each other out. That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah, and then some of us, like Aida and I, we both have children of our own. So when we do requirements that involve pedos or adolescents, then we end up sharing, so that way we both get the requirement met.
Oh, that is so nice of you. Yeah, it's so difficult to find children. When you don't have children, it's the hardest thing to find them.
Yeah, it really is.
Right. Well, you can do a shout out to your friends at the school if you want to. This video is going to be out there so everybody can watch it.
Shout out Kayla Nelson.
All right. And Yakima. So Yakima, I had a friend back then. Sorry, go ahead. Did you have other?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was saying in Yakima, I had a friend back then. That was maybe 5-6 years ago, actually. And I was part of the American Dental Hygiene Association student chapter, you know, the SADA. And she was actually from Yakima, and she was a representative for that district. I forgot what number that district is. I think it's 12. I think you guys are 12. But so yeah, she was like one of my best friends, and I'm in Boston, so like I was all the way in the East Coast, she was all the way in the West Coast, and she was a fantastic girl. And I'm sure she's happy practicing right now, but that's how I know Yakima. Great. So now let's talk a little bit about studying. You know, obviously I'm here, StudentRDH is all about prepare for the examinations. How is that going? Are you guys about to graduate, but you already took it, right?
Yeah, so Aida is currently studying StudentRDH right now, and she takes it in May. And I took mine in March, and I passed.
Amazing. All right. Well, you are now an inspiration to your own classmate. That's awesome. So if you have any questions, you know, you're done. So it's like done forever in life. Awesome. And if you have questions, I'm always here. You can email me. So how long did it take you, Kristian, for you to study?
So I started like the first week of December after finals week, and I studied until March. And while I was at work, I work in front of a computer, so I would just pull up StudentRDH. And while I wasn't assisting, you know, our customers, I was studying. When I was at home, I was using my phone.
I see. So first of all, you took you about 3 months. You gave yourself kind of enough time to do that. And then heavily use your computer to study and your phone because, you know, that's how StudentRDH is. And did you feel like that was helpful for the computer exam? Because you're looking at a screen for the real thing, right?
Yeah, I think once I went and actually took it, it was easier because I'm not good at doing like book readings. I can't flip through chapters of pages and pages. So it was good for me to, you know, study one subject and then maybe skip to a different subject without having to look through pages. And it was very, very simple, simplified.
Great, great. And my Aida is studying right now. Which chapter are you studying currently?
Currently, I just completed the head and neck anatomy.
Head and neck. Oh, wow. Difficult chapter with all the veins, the lymph here. Yeah. I mean, luckily, we only have to do the head and neck. We're not in med school or anything. We just have to do the whole body.
Right.
Yes. All right. So you took about 3 months. How nervous were you before the examination?
I was pretty nervous. So I only did StudentRDH, but I did attempt. There was another app over the phone, but I thought that one was more complex questions, so it wasn't really simplified. And then the night before I took my exam, I studied another review, and I think that was a mistake because I think not studying the night before really helps make sure you get enough sleep because when I woke up, I felt like I needed to get more information in my brain before.
Yes, I love that because I teach that to, you know, whenever I speak or I have the opportunity to do that, I tell them, when you do things like that, your brain is going to start thinking, oh my God, I don't know anything. Oh my God, I am going to fail this examination. Like, even though you know so much, that's what happens in the brain. So you don't want this negativity going into the examination. I think that's what you're trying to say, Kristian. Although you had all this knowledge, you just suddenly feel like you didn't.
Yeah, exactly. Like I felt like when I was studying for StudentRDH, when I was doing like the chapters and the mock exams, I was getting really good scores. And then like last minute, I attempted just another review and I was just quizzing myself and I was doing horrible. So I was like, oh no, I'm probably not prepared. But I guess I trusted StudentRDH and it ended up working out for me.
All right. Well, I'm very happy that you shared this experience with everybody out there right now who will listen, you know, down the road. You know, the videos we make are not just for students who want to take the board examination. Some students are actually going to see it on YouTube because they want to go to dental hygiene school. So, you know, thanks for sharing that message. That applies to any exam. You know, I feel like not just national board, but if you're going to take another big exam, you know, studying last minute is not the best thing for your brain. Although it can give you a little bit of more information, you have to think, does that little thing will help me get up there, you know? And a lot of things is emotional. We have to control our mind as much as our body and our knowledge. All right, well.
Yeah, and
go ahead.
So another thing too is, like for me, learning, I know I had another student that took the national board last week and she took the whole 7-8 hours, whatever we're given. But like with me, if I sit there and you know, look over every question, then I'm most likely gonna wanna change my answers. So I didn't really take the breaks that they're given just because I'm more of, I need to just get it done. So I was a little bit faster paced, but I know a lot of people are different than I am, but I didn't really want to second guess myself. So I kind of went through every question probably twice, but I did it a little bit at a faster pace. And
all right, 2 great points right here that you mentioned. First of all, well, you know yourself, okay, that's great. You know, like you're more likely to change the answer. In the end, we don't want that, right? We always talk about at school that you don't want to change your answer because it's in your subconscious, actually. You actually pull out the correct information without you knowing sometimes. It's just nature of ours. And then you also, you know, said that, you know, you just are a fast-paced person to begin with, and you reviewed every single question if you had the chance. I think that's really key. We all make mistakes. This is a big exam, okay? So anybody who's out there who haven't not take the exam, take the time to review them one by one. Now, can we talk a little bit more about the schedule, because it has changed in 2018, okay? So those who are used to this 2017 format, they need to know how it's going to be timed. So let's start from the top. You went to the test center in the morning. What time?
Yeah, so I was there, I would say about 7:30. I just wanted to, I went the day before just to make sure I knew where it was first. And that's what our coordinator here tells us to do, just get comfortable, because here in Yakima, the streets aren't that busy, so I know it's not like a big city where I'm gonna get stuck in traffic or anything. But I just wanted to have a routine down the night before, so that way it's something less I have to worry about that morning.
All right.
So I got there early, checked in, and the checking in process, you know, takes about 10-15 minutes, because have to get all the verifications down, make sure everything matches. And then with, like I said, I skipped all my breaks, but from what I remember, it was about, let's see, 100 questions. Then you get a 15-minute break. Then you get another 100 questions. Then you get, it seemed like a 30-some minute lunch. And then you do 75 questions. Then you get a break, and then 75 questions. And once you, let's say the first 100 questions when you do, you can go back and look at those 100 questions, but as soon as you skip over that or continue, press submit to go on to your break, you're not allowed to go back to the first 100 questions. So it basically, you kind of start all over with a new set of questions.
All right, and that's a great point, because I have this question from students all the time. Can I go back to the question? No, because so, you know, it's basically, it's not like session 1, session 1-1, 1-2, 2-1, and 2-2. I'm just going to call them 1, 2, 3, 4. That's basically it. So once you submit part 1, you're done. You cannot go back. So let's say you have some like 5 minutes, 10 minutes left for one, like part 1, go back and review them, right? Now let's talk about when you review them, you get this kind of table, right?
Yes. So you can flag it. So yeah, I think it changes the color on it. So once I went through all the questions, it shows you how to pull up all, like, let's say 100 questions, and then it'll show a different color. So let's say question 76 was a different, like red, then I can go back and look over the question, change it if I like to, or just leave it alone, and then you can unflag it. So that way you've at least gone over everything that you may have questioned yourself from the start.
All right, yes. So good point. There's a flag function that you can click, and that's going to serve you as a marker saying, oh, I want to go back to this question. I really didn't know this, or I didn't have time, whatever that means to you, flag it. And at the end, you'll get this kind of grid that shows you 1 to 100 question. Okay, so you're not just submitting blind. You have the chance to review it. That's what I'm trying to say. You know, works similarly as StudentRDH. We kind of give you a table about, and we color coded. Yellow means you want to review it later. Green means you have done it. So that's how we do it, but kind of similar system over there. So I think a lot of students misunderstand what the flag is. You're not going to get discount point or anything like that. It's just like your little notes, right? All right, let's talk about the note. Did you get a notepad? Like a laminated like notepad?
Yes, I did. You get a Sharpie, and then you get one of those laminated. You can write notes. What I was using at first, I was marking the questions that I knew for sure. So I was using it as like a tally marker, even though I know it's not really 75%. So, but I was using it as tally markers, and then just kind of side notes that maybe I wanted to second guess myself on something. So that's what I used it for.
All right. And they don't penalize you for like asking more or anything like that, right?
What do you mean by that?
Oh, so some students ask me, so you only got one sheet?
It looked like a booklet. On the one that I got, it was like multiple pages. It wasn't just one.
Okay, all right. I guess things like that can vary from test center to test center. Sometimes, you know, you get one sheet and you ask us more if you want more. Sometimes I guess they give you a booklet like that so you have more to begin with. All right, great information, great information, because yeah, we have audience from all around the country in Canada, so this is good. All right, now, did you feel sleepy or something during the exam?
No, I mean, during the exam, so I only took about maybe 3 hours during the whole exam to like start and finish, because like I said, I can't really sit because you get a little cubicle and you're there and you know, you're kind of isolated, but you have kind of cameras everywhere and you have somebody watching you literally just staring at you while you're taking this exam. So I started getting kind of anxiety. So I kind of wanted to just get it done. That's kind of why I skipped all those breaks. But I mean, most of the material I felt comfortable with, especially like community health. I felt like that was pushed a lot and I really focused on that. And I think because I focused on that more than the other ones kind of just came natural and stuff that we do every single day in our clinics. So I think really helped with me passing.
All right. And let's say, you know, if you were going to advise someone, you like Aida or someone else who will take the examination, what are the key subjects you would tell them to study?
I would say really focus on community health for sure. That's like 100% sure. Study more on that. And there are a lot of radiology questions on there, but the quality of radiographs, that was another thing that I second guessed myself a lot. But I think just don't overthink those questions. Just go with whatever, you know, what's your first instinct. There's probably going to be like two answers that make sense, and whatever makes sense to you, I would say don't second guess yourself. But also pharmacology. I think pharmacology and community health are definitely going to be two of the main ones that you should really study.
Okay. And I agree, because in the guidelines, if you read the guideline, it says there, if you do the math, about 15% of the questions are about community oral health. That's a lot in your entire exam. In StudentRDH, we have 17 chapters, but 15%, you know, if you miss community oral health, you know, yes. So, and also, if you think about radiology, I mean, our case studies have radiology with every single case. You know, we need to show, that's what we do every day in clinic, right? And pharmacology, there's no perfectly healthy patient in this world, ever, right? You know that from clinic too. Nobody has no medication, right? Hey, one question, I guess, from students all the time, and I would like you to answer this with me. Do you get brand names or generic names or both when it comes to pharmacology?
I'm trying to think. You know, as far as what I remember, it was all brand names. And then when because we took our anesthesia one as well, and then that was all brand names, right? It was we took our credits anesthesia on the side, and it was only brand names. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so I get this questions a lot. So what I hear from you is actually, so I remember myself taking the exam, I see a lot of students, and I tell them, I mean, both can happen, okay? Like brand name and generic name can happen. If I were gonna advise someone to do it, I would ask them to just study them all. Honestly, it's not the easiest thing at all to do. But we don't want to take the risk to, you know, and everybody gets a different set of questions. If you talk to your friend, which is, you know, actually not even allowed, but, you know, their question and your question, they come from a big bank. So there's no way you're going to get the same ones. All right.
That's true. And then also what I noticed when I was taking my exam, so when I was like, let's say I was in the first section and then I saw a question, and then I went to like, let's say my third question, I saw a question more than once, and it was the same question. So don't freak out if you see it more than once, because that's what I was thinking. I was thinking maybe I got it wrong the first time, so they're quizzing me again, but I ended up leaving it the same answer. But just a heads up, you could possibly get the same question more than once.
I love this advice. Actually, that's a advice I didn't get from a student yet. So that's perfect. Things can happen like that. Again, it comes from this big bang. It might repeat itself. That does not mean you're failing, okay? That's our message. That does not mean you should panic. It's just time to stay calm and just keep going, just like you've never seen this question. All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, now we have Aida over there who is studying currently. You know, what is taking you the longest to study? Is there something that's just a lot to you?
Well, I actually gave birth in January. So that's also taking up a lot of my time too.
Okay. Oh my God. Well, congratulations. Boy or girl?
It's a boy, and he just turned 3 months. Yeah.
Oh my God. All right. This is awesome. And you're doing dental hygiene. So that happened all dental hygiene school right now.
Yes.
Oh my God. I cannot even imagine what it would have been. So I mean, you had Kristian there who probably was there, you know, all the way. I mean, you have children too. You kind of understand what's going on. Okay, can we talk a little bit about that? Like, I never had a student who really I actually had one student before, but okay, so you had patients for radiology. You know, again, I get this question all the time. Do you have to wear extra protection? What do you do in your clinic?
Well, we just stand behind a wall, and so that protects us.
You're right, and you're absolutely correct. If we read the guidelines of radiology, you don't need extra protection because the wall itself is enough. And standing away from the ray, you know, because it's pointing in a different direction, this is enough. But then people get scared, so they want the extra protection, the extra covering. But by theory, that's not needed. Okay, good point. So you took the time. Did you take any break from school because of your pregnancy?
I only took 3 days off.
Oh my God, really? Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Were your classmates supportive? How did that all work out?
Yes.
It did?
Yes, they were.
All right. Well, I love this journey because, you know, at the end, our dental hygiene school friends are probably friends forever. And I was in a small group of 18 people, and, you know, they all, you know, have children now, but, you know, I feel like you keep growing together. You're going to continue doing your continuing educations, you know, go to conferences. So this is great. All right. So besides, like, you know, the child probably takes 80% of the time. If you have some time to study, what would you tell students to focus on?
I guess, well, our instructors has stressed to us community health for sure, and what I try to do is I try to get everybody at home situated with dinner and help my daughter. I have a oldest who's 6 years old, so I help her with homework, and my husband helps me with the baby, and then once they're all settled, then I take about another 2 hours just to go over material, and usually I'm in bed by midnight.
Okay. All right. Wow. I mean, this is a crazy schedule actually, because you have school, you have family. Now, Kristian, you have children too, you said, right?
Yeah, I have a 3-year-old and a 7-year-old, but they're
wow.
both going to be 4 and 8 this year.
Amazing. All right. So tell us more about the balance, like how you can schedule your time to work, because it seems like, I mean, you're still working, you know, you have a family and school and studying for the boards. That was a lot. How did you divide your time?
Well, family-wise, well, I mean, okay, I'm trying to, my kids, they both like to be in sports, but we had to come to a decision where it could only be one one person in the sport each, like, 3 months. So Jalen did soccer, and then my son did basketball later. And I try to work, because usually with our classes, if let's say I'm off by 2 o'clock, then I'm at work from 3 to 11 on certain days, and then I work weekends. But while I was working, it helped me really focus on school, because I'm in front of a computer screen the whole time I'm at work. So that really helped. And so I was able to study while at work. So if I didn't have that, then I would probably been really, really struggling, because school does not come easy for me.
All right. So you were actually a multitasker, because you are at work, but also you maximize the time and using, StudentRDH or whatever you had to do in order to study.
Yeah.
Perfect. Wow, that's excellent time management, because, even people who don't have children, people who don't have work struggle to make a schedule. So this is a great example of, you can have all those things, but they still, if you squeeze it in, if you are strategic about it, have time to study.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I like to vacation a lot with my kiddos, because I feel like I've been in school their whole life. I've been in school, so I'm almost done, but I make sure I find that family time. And when we get away, I still find a little bit of room to study, even when they're maybe sleeping. But I got to make sure that they're still enjoying their little kid lives right now.
Yeah, you're right. Well, sounds excellent. And both of you are doing everything you can to fulfill their dreams and yours as well with the new degree you're going to get. Right. So what does that mean to you? Now you're both going to graduate. I mean, Kristian, you're done. You're passed with the examinations already. Are you going to jump into trying to do clinical work?
Yeah. So I've always really wanted to go into public health. So I feel, and Aida and I are both bilingual. So there's a lot of the Mexican culture here in Yakima, Washington. So that most of our patients here only speak Spanish. So me and Aida are actually one of the only ones in the senior class that speak Spanish. So that's just another asset that we have that I feel will contribute to, like, the Yakima Valley later down the road. So I think that we'll be benefiting our community also, because we're bilingual.
Hey, this is just an idea that came to me right now. I used to work in a clinic that was very bilingual as well. I do not speak Spanish. I speak very little Espanol. I speak French though, but I mean, there's some similarities there. But, I realized, like, I should speak up. I mean, I should pick up a little bit of something in dental hygiene, because, we have patients like that all the time, right? So just an idea out there, someday, if you have time, I would actually love to get together again and create maybe a little dictionary, like a one-page thing about, like, things that you can say in Spanish for the students. If you're up for that, I would love to do that.
I have something now, because, like I said, me and Aida are the only one that speaks Spanish. So I get students that come to me every day. Hey, can you call my patient? Hey, can you call my patient? And I made like a Word document that has, the kind of like the most common phrases that you would need to at least get by.
I love that. Do you think we can collaborate on this and get it out there to everybody? I mean, honestly, it's going to be just a free document. It's not, I'm not charging anything for that. It's just for anybody in the country who might have a Hispanic patient to, try something a little more.
Yeah, yes, of course.
Yeah. Dolor is one word. My sister is a dentist. She used to work in a clinic, also a community clinic that has a lot of Puerto Rican, Venezuelan. So, we pick up some things on the go. But, how do you say brush? Brush your teeth in Spanish. What do you even say?
Cepillar.
Say that again.
Cepillar los dientes.
What?
It's cepillar los dientes.
Cepillar los dientes.
Yeah,
okay.
It's cepillar.
Cepillar.
Yeah.
Los.
Yep.
And those are called dientes? Dientes, dientes.
With the D.
Okay,
Yes.
dientes. Cepillar los dientes.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, just like that.
All right, see, even that. I would love to get it out there. I didn't know that, you know, to other students who might have a patient in their chair and just very basic conversation, okay? All right, thank you for the idea a lot. You both are very talented in that sense. So you want to do more with community health, Kristian, and same as you, Aida? Yeah, so, you know, at the end, you know, there are a lot of new things out there. You know, dental hygiene profession is changing a lot. It's not just clinical. So I'm sure you both will find your way to do more. And you are graduating with a bachelor's degree, which open doors for many different things. And with your bilingual skills as well. So, you know, let me know if there's anything I can do to help. And if you go to any conferences, you know, email me. I would love to meet you face to face and shake your hand and really talk about how real life is, because now you're going to be out of school very soon.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yes.
Great.
Yes. I mean, there are a lot of conferences out there. I do speak in some of them as well. But, you know, I'm sure there's some point in our life that, you know, we'll cross paths and we'll be able to see each other. But I will be in touch with the Spanish version of Basic Dental Hygiene Conversation.
Okay.
All right. I mean, we could leave that until you graduate because I know you're busy. And with the 3-month-old, that's really busy. All right. Well, it's time. I don't want to take up your entire lunch time, but, you know, I really appreciate you being here on this call. We learned a lot about, you know, how you manage your time, how you went through the examination with the 4 different parts. Thanks for explaining that. And, you know, thank you for sharing your vision as well, that you want to do public health. And, you know, shout out to all of you in Yakima right now and graduating soon, the class of 2018 and even 19, you probably are together. And, you know, best of you, Aida, as well in your examination. And to wrap up, I'm going to say, just like they talked about, community oral health is really important. If you miss that chapter, you're going to miss an entire section of the examination. Anything, last words you would like to say, Kristian?
Just study early. It's never too soon. So if you're barely even getting into the program, start studying now. Everything that everything your teachers emphasize, really focus on that, because they're giving you information for a reason. And just wanted to say thank you to you, Claire, for making StudentRDH, because it really helped me. And like I said, I am a struggler. I struggle with reading books and stuff. So getting this all on the computer, on my phone, it really helped me.
And I appreciate that. You know, just to clarify, Kristian and I, we don't have any monetary relationship right now at all. You know, I just invited him to be on the call and to discuss, to share the information out there. And I appreciate those kind words. And remember, I always tell my students, we did some work on our end, but you did all the work studying that and passing that. So that's, you know, applause to you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes. All right. Well, you know, thank you again, and we'll see you soon with the Spanish version of dental hygiene. And, you know, I would love to see you guys again someday.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, Claire.
Right. Have a great day.